Hi everyone, I'm going to show you today how to create a pivot table, add a field, add a slicer and change and refresh. So the first thing is how to create a pivot table. You go to the tab Insert and click on Pivot Table. Click on the range of data that you want to select. And if you want the pivot table on a new worksheet, you can click that. If you want it on the existing one, then you can select the existing one. In this case, we try a new worksheet. We see the pivot table is created here on the new sheet and our Excel table was here. Okay, now we can see that on the right hand side we have the pivot table field list, and here we have the filters. Now in order to add the field, we can, if for example we need to calculate the total appraised value of art objects by location, so we can select location. We select the appraised value and we get the location, East Pavilion, Garden and West Pavilion, and the sum of appraised value. Now pivot tables gives sum is the default, but you can use average and minimum, maximum, other values as per what you need in the calculation. How you can change is go to the values in the pivot table field list, go to value field settings, and here you have all the other values of, say, average or count. For this we stick to sum. Now the third thing is I want to make you show how do we get a slicer and what is a slicer. So slicer in a pivot table provides a quicker and easier way to filter a pivot table, and every slicer consists of an object that contains a button for each unique value in that field. Here those so if we go to the insert and we have the slicer here, you can choose either one or all of these to insert slicers. So we choose location. You can change the size of the and you can drag the slicer wherever you want. You can change the size, the width and the height by going to, so we change the width and the height. You can also change the colors of the slicer by going here. So here we see that slicer is like the the filter, and if I click on East Pavilion, so I get records only of East Pavilion. If I click on Garden, I see the records of only Garden, and so on and so forth. And now coming to the last thing is we show you how to refresh a pivot table. Now in pivot table, if we need to change, if the appraisal value of, say, Dark Canyon has changed from 10,500 to 7,500, you cannot make changes directly in the pivot table. Instead, you must edit it in the Excel sheet and make the required changes. So here we make the changes of Dark Canyon, and the new appraised value is 7,500. We click OK, and here you need to manually do the refresh button in the pivot table so that it accepts the changes of change and refresh. So I hope pivot tables tutorial is clear to you, and have a great day.